Hey everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here, and welcome to another Twisted Sisters video collaboration. This month we are featuring products from the new April, May, June catalog, and I have chosen the Hey Handsome papers to twist. So I'm going to show you new ways to use these papers. They're very masculine, and you think, outdoorsy pictures and pictures of the men in your family and etc. and sports and that kind of stuff. I'm going to show you how to use these papers for other subjects. All right, so I'm going to bring in the Year of the Rabbit stamp set, and then for all occasions, and I'm going to pull Happy Easter, and I'm going to pair that with this cute rabbit, and I'm going to make an Easter card. So these two cards that I'm going to show you are great for those leftover scraps after you've made your layout of your guys and your family, and you've made all your Father's Day cards, etc. You'll have some scraps, and so that's what you can use these ideas for. Okay, so I'm going to stamp out this rabbit in black ink on white daisy cardstock. And then I'll be die cutting this, all right? Okay, so we'll get the MISTI out of the way. And then I'm going to bring in the stitched fancy brackets. And I'm going to use the large bracket, and it fits perfectly around this image. And then I'll cut that out. So we'll skip ahead in a second. All right, so now that's all cut out and ready to go. And then I'm going to color the rabbit in with my tri-blend markers. So we'll skip ahead. And now I'm going to add a little color around the rabbit. So I have some rosemary ink, and this is one of the colors that are part of the Hey Handsome collection, and a blending brush. And I'm just going to blend a little bit of color around the rabbit. And the video isn't really picking up. It's very subtle. And it's a little hard to see on video here, but it shows up in real life. So I'm just doing a soft wash around the rabbit. Okay, so now we're going to bring in some of our papers. So my base paper is going to be this green pattern, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This will be the largest piece from both cards. And then I'm going to bring in another pattern. The design that I've chosen is pattern number 2 from Make It From Your Heart Volume 4. And I'm going to use this paper. It's kind of a tweed print that's in charcoal. At first I was looking at that other one that's in Harbor, but I think this one will work better because I'm just using a small strip. So I'm cutting that at 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to flip it over, and the other side is this stripe paper, and I'm going to cut a strip of it at 1/4 inch. And that's our basic design. Super simple. Okay, so now we can go ahead and build this card. And we'll put everything down with Tombow AirTouch tape runner. And just layering everything in according to the pattern. So I'll put a playlist at the end of this video. We have one more card to look at, or to put together after this one. I'll put a playlist at the end of this video, and you can see what all the other Twisted Sisters have decided to, what products they've decided to twist and show in new and unexpected ways. Okay, so I have everything assembled for my card, and then I felt like this bracket wasn't quite popping enough, so I'm bringing in a sponge dauber and sponging just a little bit of this rosemary ink around the edges, just to give it a little more definition. Okay. Then we'll add some foam tape to the back. We're going to pop the whole frame. And then I'm going to bring in some of these red dots. These are acrylic dots that come in stars, hearts, and dots. And there's a color that's close to the paprika, which is one of the colors in the Hey Handsome collection. And I've grabbed some of the hearts and I'm going to scatter those around. And then for the last step, I'm going to bring in some stickles. This is diamond stickles. And I'm going to add that to the cottontail on the bunny. Give it a little sparkle. So cute. Okay, and there's that finished card. Here's some close-up shots. He's so cute. Now we have an Easter card. Okay, now let's make another card. All right, so now I'm going to use the stamp of the month for the month of April. You can get this for $5 with any $50 purchase. And the pattern that I've chosen is pattern number 1, also from Make It From Your Heart Volume 4. And we'll go ahead and stamp out one of these birds. The stamp set is called Sweet Tweets and has several birds that you can choose from that you can stamp them out and color them in. So I'm just making a little tick mark on the side of this panel of white daisy that's cut at 4 by 5 1/4, just so I know roughly where the design is supposed to start, and then I know where to place my stamp, because I want this image to sit above the design on the card. You'll see what I mean in a second. So I've got the bird stamped out in black ink, and then I'm going to stamp my sentiment that says Just a Note in Harbor ink. And then there's this stamp that's a tiny little note, musical note, and I'm going to stamp a whole bunch of those around the bird in paprika. And then off camera I added a couple more. Okay, so now I'm going to color everything in for this little bird off camera. Okay, so now he's ready to go. And I've got a base of paprika. This is the light side of paprika, cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to go ahead and start cutting my Hey Handsome papers. Okay, so there's several strips. That's part of the pattern that sits below this bird. And I'm just picking 4 of the different patterns and cutting them out according to the design with the cut dimensions. So we have that piece of harbor, and then I'll bring this striped pattern in, and that's going to be cut at 3/4 of an inch, and then all of them will be cut. They'll be dovetailed and they'll be banners. I'm cutting that, and then the flip side is the tweed. And then I'll bring in a piece of paprika for the 5th piece. So I'll go ahead and cut that and get my workspace cleaned up, and then we're ready to start dovetailing. Okay, so to dovetail, what you do is cut vertically, and don't cut too deep, because the deeper you cut, the more angled your banner is, and then just take each corner to meet that snip. So just cut vertically, and then right corner, left corner, and then you have that triangle cut out. Super quick and simple. Okay. And then I'll lay everything out on my card front again. And we'll start adhering everything. Okay, so I have a card base. It's an A2 card base. And then I'll add the paprika piece. Again, it's the light side of paprika. And then that white daisy. piece on top so we have a nice border of paprika around the edges. And then I'll lay out my banner design, and then we'll skip ahead. So it's about 3/4 of an inch in. I'm kind of centering the whole cluster so that there's an equal amount on either side of white daisy showing. Okay, so I've got everything laid out, and then I'm going to add a piece of shimmer trim. So this is cut at 4 1/4, and it is the rose gold shimmer trim. And we're going to call that one done. So cute. So I'll make a list of all the supplies that I used with links in the description below. And again, don't forget to click on that playlist and see the other cool things that the Twisted Sisters have done with new products. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, and then you'll be able to find all of my videos. And thanks for watching.